guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, my name is Lorena and I post here on my YouTube channel every Monday and Saturday. So please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and let's go ahead and jump in. So right now what you're seeing us doing is we are actually using a fine sanding band to prep the nails. We already prepped her other hand, but I like to just do this over her whole nail and making sure that there is no shiny spots left. So you want to remove all the shine off of the nail. When you are doing this, you don't need a super coarse grit. I feel like some people, they think that the more coarse grit the better it'll stay, and that is not it at all. So using a fine band, I switch a band halfway through. Once I start shaping acrylic, I like to use more of a coarse to a medium band to shape. But now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this cuticle bit. You guys, this cuticle bit is the bomb. You guys hear me rave about it in every single video. I love this cuticle bit. If you guys have problems at all with your acrylic nails staying, this bit will help you tremendously. You don't need to dig it into the nail beds, just because I do feel like with this nail bit, it is tiny, but you could leave indentations if you are pressing too hard, so do not press hard. Honestly, I feel like you just need to kind of just like be light-handed when you're using this bit, but it's not something that is like a scary bit to use. It looks pointed, but it's not sharp where it's going to cut your client at all. Now I went ahead and dusted with my cute little dust brush, and now I'm going to go ahead and clip these babies down. I do feel like clipping them is a lot better than using the drill in this sense, because like her nails are still super short. Sometimes I will run the drill along the edges of the nail just to kind of give it a nice smooth feeling to it, especially when they grow out underneath. I want it to be smooth. I don't want it to be like rigid or anything like that. But I like to cut them really short, just because a lot of times clients, they don't like to be able to see underneath their nails. They don't want to, basically what I mean by that is they don't want to be able to see their natural nails growing out. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this thin stiletto. This tip honestly is good for anyone who likes to do like coffin or a tapered square look and they're doing short nails. I feel like these will be great. I do want to mention that they are more on the flimsier side. They're not super thick, so you don't really have to worry about like blending too much on these tips, which is great. I like using more of a sturdy tip on longer nails for sure, but if I am doing like an almond shaped or a short rounded shape, these are usually my go-to. But she is getting a short square look, just because she was thinking either coffin or square, but she just didn't want it to look funny if we did end up doing them super short, just because she did want to keep her nails on the shorter side. But I'm going to go ahead and use this KDS glue. If you guys have been following me for a little while, you guys know I switched to this one and I am actually really liking it. If you guys do have a problem with opening the glue, you guys could actually get pliers and just squish the side of the barrel and the glue will actually just pop right off. Now I'm going to go ahead and use this to cut the nail tips down. For her, I am using this method just because it is easier, and her nail beds are roughly around the same length. So I don't have to worry about one nail being longer than the other or anything like that. You guys will know in another video I did end up actually switching the way I cut the tips, but for longer nails I do feel like that is a great way to do the tips, but for short nails I do find that this is a lot better. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my file. I went ahead and already scored the edges of this file to make sure I'm not cutting my client when I am going and blending that sidewall in. And right here, I am just blending the tip. I am not filing into her natural nail or anything like that. Right, I'm going to go ahead and flip her hand around and file that way to make sure that everything is nice and straight across. And then now I am just going to go ahead and go in with my e-file. I'm going to blend the tip. I am not touching her natural nail with the drill whatsoever. I am just going in and filing, just to blend the tip. I don't want to touch her natural nail with the bit at all, just because there is no reason to, and you don't want to end up filing the tips of her nails super, super thin. And then I am using that same sanding band, the one that I used to prep the nails. I'm using that same one to blend in the tip as well. And if I do feel like the tips of the nails or the sides of the nails, they need a little bit more shaping, I'll just go ahead and touch it up with my drill just to get it out of the way. I like to definitely go in with the nail file on the sides of the nail. I do feel like it helps blend in that tip a little bit more so it's less bulky, and then if you are doing colored acrylic, that the tip isn't sticking out on the side of the nail, just because sometimes even though you covered the whole entire nail with acrylic, sometimes I do feel like that the nail tip will stick out on the side, like kind of closer to the beginning of the nail bed, sorry. I'm trying to get my words and think so I could tell you guys everything and explain it into a way where you guys understand very easily, especially if you guys are beginner nail techs. So now I'm going to go ahead and dehydrate twice and prime twice as well. The dehydrator I am using is OPI, and if you guys want to see any of these products, make sure to check out my link tree. My link tree has so many of those products linked in there. So if you guys see something that you like in the video, just make sure to check that out. You guys will be able to find a ton of stuff in there. I just recently did a video on how to do soak off nails, or how to soak off your nails. So if you are a client watching this and you are wondering how to soak off your nails, make sure to preview my video that I did do on my Instagram, just because I did want it to be very, very informative for my clients. So if you guys were having trouble removing your nails and feeling like you're not removing them properly, meaning you were ripping them off and things like that, definitely recommend checking out that video. It is labeled how to soak off your nails, so definitely check that out. It's on my Instagram Reels. It's a very quick video, so you'll be able to learn how to do it in 30 seconds, which is great. You don't have to watch a whole YouTube video on that. But so yeah, now that I went ahead and applied that acrylic, now I'm just gonna go ahead and she wanted to have like the tips of her nails kind of more on that clearer side, so it was almost like we were doing an ombre. So it's like basically the same method of doing an ombre. You're going to want to go ahead and blend that down, and then you're going to want to cap it in clear so when you do file, it's not getting messed up with file marks and all that. And the brush that I am using is from Kiara Sky. It is size 12. I love the size 12 brush. I don't know if you guys have ever tried the Mia Secret brush. I got a size 12 a long time ago, but this one actually runs a little bit bigger than that size 12. So just something that you guys could reference to if you guys have ever gotten a Mia Secret brush. But honestly, I love it. I think this brush is great. None of the product really sticks inside of it, and if it does, it's so easy to get it out. Definitely recommend getting a really, really good brush cleaner if you are looking to keep your brush nice and fresh and without the acrylic stuck in there. Because if you do have acrylic inside the brush, your brush application and patting everything into place, everything is just going to stick together. Acrylic is just going to want to stick to your brush and not let go. So definitely recommend getting a really good brush cleaner. I do feel like using just acetone, I used it a long time ago, and I didn't realize how big of a difference brush cleaner was than acetone, or like the difference between the acetone and a brush cleaner. A brush cleaner, it has similar products in it, but I don't know, you guys, I just feel like the brush cleaner is just so much more gentler on the brushes, and it actually cleans faster, which you would think with acetone, since it's pure acetone, you're going to be able to swirl your brush around in there. But honestly, you guys, some of my brushes, since I've been having them for so long, I feel like this just helps even have them even longer. So definitely recommend, if you guys are a beginner nail tech, invest in a really good brush and a good brush cleaner as well. And brush cleaners, honestly, you guys, they are not even really that expensive. You guys could get even just a small one. And I know Montage sells one of theirs, and I think it's like maybe like $3 for the smallest one that they have. And I feel like that's great. The largest size that they have, it is $12.99, but I promise you guys that stuff lasts you so long. I usually fill up a dapping dish at the beginning of the appointments, and then I start to go in, and I will actually just clean my brushes as I go throughout the day. I know some people, they have like a little cup thing that they put their brushes in, but I never recommend letting your brushes sit in any type of acetone or brush cleaner, just because, I don't know, I feel like you end up messing up the handles. One time I did that. I let my brushes soak overnight on accident, and it completely thrashed some of my brushes. Like, the brushes I was still able to use, the hairs on it were still good and everything, but I feel like it did end up, I don't know, I feel like the brushes, like the paint on them started coming off, and eventually the hairs started coming out, so it just really ended up messing up my brushes. So definitely make sure, do not let them sit overnight. I like to clean them as I go, so before my next client, my brushes are always going to be clean. So now I'm going to go ahead and tap these nails, making sure that I am not filing the hand that I left off on. And I'm taking that same 80/80 grit that I used to blend in the tips. And I'm just going to go ahead and file and making sure everything is nice and straight. I'm going to flip them around a couple of times. You guys will see that. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over the tops of them. And if acrylic did by chance end up getting on our skin, I am going to wiggle it away and just try to make sure I'm filing and getting everything all nice and smooth. I like to go over the tops of the nail, but I like to go in a rounded motion. I don't like to just go flat. If you go flat, the nails are going to go flat. So you need to like kind of keep on moving as you are filing. And see, you guys seen that I had wiggled that acrylic away just so I'm able to file it, just because sometimes accidents do happen. So you need to be able to fix that. Of course, I'm not going to let her go home with a little tiny bead of acrylic like stuck to her. So definitely make sure you're doing that. But definitely, when you do that, make sure your files are scored. You don't want to end up cutting your client. I'm going to go ahead and flip that hand around and just look at them and see which ones need to be filed more and things like that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get my sanding band, and I got a coarse one right here. I went ahead and filed the other hand, but now I'm just going to go ahead and start blending that cuticle. You guys could see that her cuticle area is nice and close. I love using my Koopa Mani Pro Passport. Honestly, you guys, I did end up getting the Kiara Sky one, and the Kiara Sky one was actually kind of heavy on my hands. So this was like the next best thing for me. I feel like I worked with the Koopa one for so long, and it's not super heavy towards the back of it. I feel like what makes the Kiara Sky one heavy is the cord pulling down, and that really tires my hands out. So honestly, you guys, using my Koopa, it is my holy grail. This is like one product I really do not regret buying. I felt like at the beginning I was kind of bummed because my drill, it did end up going out on me at the beginning, but under warranty, honestly, you guys, it is so easy to fix. And then I just got it serviced once again, and I do not regret it whatsoever. I'm so glad to have my drill back. But I do still have my Kiara Sky. My Kiara Sky is kind of messing up on me a little bit, so I was a little bit disappointed about that. But I need to go through the warranty and get it fixed, because when I turn it on, it doesn't want to turn on all the way. And then even my light that I got them both at the same time, and that my light was having a little bit of problems, but now it's working fine. So I'm not going to return it, but we'll see. If I do, I might just do it and then like just get it over with all at the same time to make sure that everything's nice and good and that there's nothing wrong with my light, just because I am in fear of it going over the warranty and then my light no longer being any good. So yeah, but yeah, definitely my Kiara Sky drill, I do need to get it serviced, and especially since I do have my Mani Pro, I like to have that for backup as well. So I like to have my backup drills, making sure that I am never out of a drill, just because my hands get really tired from doing all the filing and things like that. But let me know if you guys do want a video on my experience with Kiara Sky customer service, just because I've heard a lot of nasty things about it, and I kind of don't feel like the customer service is, I don't know, I don't feel like it would be that bad, you know? Sometimes, I don't know, but we'll see. If you guys do want a video on that, just let me know, and I'll go ahead and take you along the journey with me of trying to get my drill fixed. But something great about Kupo too is that you're able to get it serviced, and I was able to drop it off that same day it was ready, but in not all cases it'll be ready that same day. So I ended up having to go, or no, they ended up actually shipping it back to me. They gave me a new charger for it. They made sure the handpiece was good, the electrical box was good, but I know for sure my handpiece, it did end up having like things that I needed to like get service in there. But honestly, I do not regret spending that $100, just because how expensive drills are. It was definitely worth it, and especially have a good quality drill, and the handpiece fits perfectly in my hand, and it doesn't cause my hand any pain. But now I'm going to go ahead and just take that sanding band and blend everything in.
What to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, Had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place, see. Cause everybody wanna tell you bad things, what could go wrong, what fame brings. But success is a finicky thing, and if you ain't sure, no, it'll never be. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. Run away, I don't have to plan it. I can go, change my fate, you won't understand it. All alone, that's okay, people I can't stand them. They don't want me to change, keep me where I'm standing. And I don't wanna be where I am. And I want something more, take a chance. It could be possibly my last dance.
Alright, you guys, I went ahead and top coated her nails and we put some jewels on there, but we do feel like we actually need some other things on there. So I'm going to go ahead and put my top coat on, but in just a second, you guys are going to see that I'm going to put some glitter on her pinky nails. But I'm going to go ahead and top coat around these stones. I'm really trying to make sure that I am going up to the stones on the side of them, but not on top of them. That's why I usually get a small little liner brush, and then I will go ahead and put the product where it needs to be. The reason why I do this is because the gel top coat, it almost acts as a prong and it holds the stones down in place. The stone glue that I am using is from Montage Nail Supply. You guys know that is another one of my holy grails. I love that product, and applying it on top of the acrylic does a really good job about adhering it, and then top coating around it just makes such a big difference. So a lot of my clients, they always come back and their stones are already on and they look so gorgeous still. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cure those for 60 seconds, and then we are just going to go ahead and pick out the glitter we're going to use. Let me know down below what glitter you feel like we should have used. Alright guys, now I'm going to go ahead and go in with this top coat. I like to use Montage's top coat because it has a thicker viscosity, and I feel like the glitter, it anchors more inside of the gel, if that makes any sense. I feel like the longevity of the glitter and everything, I feel like it just stays really well. And I like to even pat it into place a little bit. And that actually helps it set in there too. It gives like a nicer hold. And then you guys, this is the final look. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure to leave them down below. And as always, I'll be back with more videos. Bye!